Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is Friday. Hopefully, everybody's having a great day today. I had some plans, but they ended up getting changed the last minute. My leg was feeling better at the beginning of the day, but later on, yeah. So I'm getting that checked out here pretty soon. But anyway, though, tomorrow is Saturday. Looking forward definitely, to Saturday roll call and getting the opportunity to talk to everybody. One of the things, though, I want to talk about real quick is some of the new changes that are coming up with Social Security. Um, there's been reported, I forgot which paper it was, but it's in the community page where Social Security has been grossly underpaying recipients of Social Security by about 19%. That is part of the reason why originally they were talking about an extra $200 and changing the way they do Social Security is because most people have been grossly underpaid what they earn for Social Security. So this is starting to make sense now. While all of a sudden they're trying to make all these different changes. So instead of trying to go back and pay people who's been on Social Security for however long and figure out how much they owe, they simply want to change the way Social Security is done. Okay. Some other things that are in the news, real quick. Those of you guys who are in California, I don't know if you're keeping up with reparations in California. That was a big step that happened in San Francisco that moved a step closer to people who qualify in California getting reparations from slavery. That was big in the news as well. Again, I don't know how many of you guys actually keep up with that stuff, but that was mentioned today with the what was it, the city council in San Francisco. They made some progress moving forward. They started that whole situation after the George Floyd incident, and they've been progressing with it ever since. So it may just happen for at least citizens in the state of California. So, and I don't know what the qualifications are going to be. I have no idea how all that works. I didn't read into all that, but I saw the headline where it talks about that. I believe it's on the community page on one of my other channels instead of on this channel. On this channel, though, I try to stick to Social Security, VA, and sometimes depends on how popular whatever the situation is. I'll post it on this page, but mainly I've been putting stuff pertaining to VA as well as Social Security. Okay, one of the things I want to cover real quick is Spokane, Washington, and I put this information in the community page. Apparently, they've been using an electronic system from this company. I believe the name is something Oracle. It's an Oracle company or Oracle something. I can't remember exactly, but it's in the community page. And what has been happening is the system itself was screwing up. Basically, they were giving the wrong information to different veterans. So the doctor would look up information and it wouldn't be the right vitals for that particular veteran, or the veterans, when he would go get medication, the scripts would get screwed up. So it actually got linked to 4 different deaths of veterans. What had happened with this particular system in Spokane, Washington. So with that being said, guys, and I spoke to Mike about this, and he told me this is something he does all the time, which is if he gets a new script or something a little different, he'll Google it to make sure it's correct. So sometimes, guys, we got to take it upon ourselves and not just depend on them to get it right. Take a moment, okay, and look up, because if they change your meds, look up what it is. Look at what side effects it may be and make sure it's correct. I'm sure this has happened more often. They're just now talking about it, but I'm sure this has happened a lot often where meds have been mixed up. People's vitals have been mixed up. People getting the wrong things and getting something for somebody else is like, I'm sure that has happened more times than they're letting people know right now. So you got to be careful out there and take matters into your own hands. It's your health care. So never solely rely on the Department of Veterans Affairs to do anything for you. Okay. All right. So let's move to the next topic real quick, which is the clothing allowance. All right. Now, I recently turned in my clothing allowance the way I normally do it on My Healthy Vet. I'll download the form. I'll fill out the form, sign it, date it, and then I'll upload it to my prosthetics department through My Healthy Vet. Normally when I do that, they will send me a confirmation email saying that they received it. Well, I did this on Monday and I waited till today. I had not gotten a confirmation email. Why is it important to get a confirmation email? It is important because, like happened to Mike, it happened to a couple other people, they will turn around after it's too late to apply and say, well, we never got it. No. If you're doing it by email, make sure they send you something electronically that says, yes, we have it. This is your receipt that we received it. Okay. And get a screen copy of it. That way they can't go back and say, well, we never told you that. No. This is you have to protect yourself at all times when it comes to anything you're doing, anything. So if you guys are taking it in person, take it to your prostate department in person, get a stamped copy, and make sure you keep it somewhere where you can remember where it is, number one, and pull it out and show them, I applied. I don't know what you all did with the application, but I applied. Okay. If you're mailing it in, I don't know what to tell you if you're mailing it in, because you're basically trusting that they're going to do what they're supposed to do when you mail it in. But if you're faxing it in, you can get you can get something that says we received it on this date. Okay. Me personally, email, fax, or walking it in with a stamped copy, and you keep that copy. That way they can't come back later on and say, you never gave it to us. All right. You gotta protect yourself, right? That's $968 for however many you qualify for, right? Some people only get one, some people get four, some people get two, whatever it is, it's your money. It's you earn that. So it's up to you whether or not you want to get your money or not. That's strictly your choice. I'm just making a suggestion based upon the history of what these people have done to other veterans in the past. Now, once again, if you are denied, and let's say later on, you've been service connected for whatever brace you have, you can appeal that decision. You can appeal it. Now, it's going to take a little longer. It may take another 3-4 months after you submit, your appeal, but you should be able to win that and be rewarded the benefit you owe. All right. Let me see who I have on me real quick before I keep going. What's up, Markel? I think the next election will have a huge impact on Social Security. It will likely be a main topic during the debate to fix the problems before 2030. Yeah, they're going to have to do something, man. They got to do something. They can't leave it currently the way it is right now. It's not going to be solvent. And people are going to lose money. They're going to start losing at least 25% if they don't do nothing of what they're currently getting, or whatever it will be at that point after all the different raises. What's up? How you doing? Just going over a variety of things and making sure people know that we're going to do roll call Saturday roll call, tomorrow. Yeah, it's Friday already. Let's see. Sometimes the VA will change your meds automatically for a cheaper version, but the cheaper ones sometimes have more size effect. So you have to go back to your original meds. Okay, Mr. Chance. Yeah. You got to stick with what works for you, right? And to be honest with you, man, I'm trying to wing myself off all these damn pills, because as you get older, your body changes a lot, your kidneys, and you having to absorb all those pills. Because I know at one point, man, I was on a stack of pills, but I'm trying to slowly get off that and go to more natural things, whether it be creams or whatever else naturally I can get, vitamins, oils that I can take, herbs or whatever. I'm trying to move more in that direction, because the pills that I've been taking, I'm be quite honest with you guys, those pills just manage, right? And they only manage for a certain amount of time. It's not like they're like pain workers, right? Like they just solve all my issues and I'm able to just function as normal. No, that's not how that works. At least with my medication. I can't speak for anyone else's, but with the medications that I have, it's like, it's good enough to get you up and kind of moving around, but it's not like any kind of miracle workers that they're giving you, or at least giving me, to make me feel great, right? So that's why I'm looking at an alternative instead of taking all that medication. Have you ever took pills that work but gave you horrible side effects, but it works so you are confused if you should keep taking it or not? Kind of sucks. I had one. I can't remember the name of it. It was a psych med, and it would relax the hell out of me. But bro, it would give me the worst headache I've ever had. That was the side effect of it. It was like an unbearable headache after you take it, and I was like, nah, I can't do this. So I do know what you mean. Like on one hand, it works so well and it has a great effect. But on the other hand, when it wears off or you get that side effect, like this headache in my case, it's like, no, dog, it was not worth it for that headache. No, no. So I had to let that go. But I understand what you're saying. T Mix, what's going on? Yes, I give my body a break ever so often for a couple of days. No meds, just rest. Sleep meds though on those days. Got it. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. I mean, I don't know how many pills on average veterans are taking, but I would guess because if your schedule is anything like mine, right, with medication, like currently I'm taking about 6 or 7 in the morning. I can't remember the exact number, like 6 or 7 in the morning, another 6 to 8 in the evening, and then at night it's about 10. So you add all that up, man, you talking what, 30 some pills a day? It's like, nah, man. So a couple of those they have replaced with like creams. I already had lidocaine, and then this other cream that I have. Now they're giving me another new one to try to eliminate some of the pills that I'm taking for pain for my back, my knees, my ankle, and my feet. So I'm trying to work with that and just cut out so many of these medications, man, that are just unnecessary. Now I'm not conforming to marijuana. I haven't made a decision of trying to go to that part of it, but all these pills I'm taking right now, yeah, I'm trying to wing myself off that. Did you notice a difference in your health when you went abroad? Improvements, maybe mentally or physically? Definitely mentally. Physically, yes. It's something about the climate here is a lot better for me than where I was in Arizona dealing with all that heat. Um, but mentally, for sure. Mentally, for me, you know, I feel like I'm stress free. I feel more at peace. I feel more in control without all of the outside distractions from family and friends. So there's a lot of different benefits from being abroad, but I don't want to sell it as if abroad is the answer to all your problems because I'm gonna keep it 100. You got to be a different type of person. Like most of us who are in the military spend a lot of time abroad, so you have an idea what it's like as a regular person with your health. When you're abroad and your health is not that great, or mentally you're not where you were when you were abroad in the military earlier, it can be a challenge. It can be a challenge because sometimes you're just going to be alone. Sometimes you may not feel like you can trust people. Sometimes, especially when you're in a country where your language is not the first language and you're not really able to um, articulate to other people what is going on with you, you can find that difficult. So it can be frustrating at times. But for me, being here as long as I have been, it has helped me tremendously mentally as well as physically, especially the climate here. Even though we're getting ready to go into rainy season, most of the time here, I'm in a very relaxed mood and I'm able to think more clearly, in my opinion. But yeah, don't think that just living abroad is going to be the answer to all problems. It's not. Well, it's a lot of pills. Your liver's working. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to take all them damn pills. Let's see. I was prescribed Zoloft. Those pills had me slow and very tired. Zoloft is supposed to keep you calm. You're too tired after taking Zoloft to be anything but calm. Yeah, man. And let me say this also, bro. Right? Like they giving us this medication for a reason to try to keep us, or some people may get over agitated, may become anxious from anxiety or overhype, and they want to try to calm you down. If it works for you, great. I mean, more power to you if it works for you. But I think sometimes, man, this is like the VA's solution to all ills instead of trying to find other ways without, like someone said earlier, putting out that medication in your body. It's like try to find some alternatives other than just medication because quite honestly, they just a pill factory, bro. The more pills they can send out, the more money these pharmaceutical companies are making. Lidocaine ointment is a little better than the cream. Yeah, that lidocaine, man. For those of you who are looking for an alternative to pills to just put on like areas where you have pains, like your knees, your back, that lidocaine, man, it's a numbing cream. So they give you these plastic gloves along with that, and Erica normally puts it on for me, and it works. It works pretty well. It takes away a lot. Okay, you talking to Jay Love? Let's see. You mean it abroad is it not a never ending paradise? Watch YouTube. You think it's no, man? No, 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 no. I mean, each person is different. How they handle situations wherever they are in the world is different. It's like taking someone who trying to think of a good analogy for you, bro. To be honest with you, it's just like treatment, right? Some people respond well to treatment. Some people don't respond well to treatment. So it's not like you guarantee if you go abroad that you're gonna live your best life ever. You may get abroad and go, this ain't for me. I don't want to deal with this. They don't know what I'm saying. I don't understand what they're saying. Or you just trying to get some things done. And I always try to explain this to people, man, especially when you're going to a country where your language is not the first language. If you have to go like deal with a government, like you got to deal with immigration, you can't speak the language. You're already agitated. You're someone who gets frustrated very easily. This ain't gonna be the easiest thing for you, right? You're gonna have to learn patience, and you're gonna have to learn how to just adapt to different situations. And it's easier for some people than it is for others. I've been moving around and traveling for a while since 2013. So for me, it's no big deal. But if you're just now looking at traveling and then you're basing upon what somebody else is doing, and I'm not trying to discourage anyone, I'm just trying to give you the truth. I'm not trying to paint a perfect picture because it's not. There's a lot of headaches when you're first moving, starting with where you're staying, how you're going to get everything set up. Prices are going to be different. There's some prices that are going to be super low. There's some prices that's going to be double than what you expected. So just paying a bill can be a challenge, or just setting up services can be a challenge. So I never want people to go thinking that just going abroad is going to solve all your problems. It may be a distraction for some for a little while, and then they can say, hey, I want to go back because this is not what I thought it was. And that's usually what happens. That's facts. Let's see. Yeah, I felt drowsy. I'm taking Zoloft. I had to stop. A psychiatrist that believed in avoiding drugs told me to try omega fish and B12. Yeah, it works for a little while. Yeah, I'm taking fish oil, some herbs that they got here. I'm not exactly sure what it is. What's going on, Howard? Zoloft doing my med board process. I got them to change it to another med. I always felt extremely tired and drowsy on Zoloft. Yeah. I've heard people talk about that before. Let's see. Yeah, the VA Manila is very limited. That's why they only deal with service connected. They really just manage your disabilities. They're not trying to discover any new injury. No. Like I said, with most of these situations, man, they're just managers. They're just managing your situation. I mean, when you think about it, dude, other than maybe going to therapy, and few people have a breakthrough in therapy, most of the time when you go into a doctor, they ask you about your pain level. If your pain level is still above a 6 or 7, they just increase the dosage. They're not like, okay, well, let's try to do this. Or sometimes they may try to send you to physical therapy, or they may want to send you to some kind of pain management or something like that. But they don't really try to like fix it. It's some things they just can't fix. Let's just be honest. anything that's dealing with mental health, they haven't discovered a way to really fix that. And like with nerve issues, they haven't really found a way to fix that. But I would hope by now in 2023, we would do more than just manage a lot of people's disabilities. Like we actually try to figure out how to fix them more permanently. Talk to J Love. Hey, how you doing? You talking to Howard? Just like Kanye said, just want to come ye. They don't want him to be Kanye. They want to come ye. Okay. Yeah, you talking to yeah. What's up, Mr. Miles? How you doing, man? Mr. B, what's going on with you? Let's say there's reasons most expats that go to Asia don't last, stay no more than 1 or 2 years, but you won't, excuse me, hear that on YouTube. Now, again, guys, you're not gonna make money if you tell people, hey man, yeah, this ain't gonna work for me. I'm going back to the States, or I'm just gonna go to another place. Hey, man, gonna have a lot of followers because people want to see what the country's really about. And I get it. It's a hustle. It's a way to survive overseas for a lot of people. But yeah, don't buy into that. You go with reality. Don't buy into just everything is solved by moving to another country. Polytrauma, you can't fix that. No, you can't. All right, so we got quite a number of people in here. So let me go over this while we got everybody in here, because Barry left a message on the WhatsApp group, and I think most people, and I could be wrong, but I think most people in the group are settled on the Dominican Republic. And I want to speak slowly and clearly so everyone can hear me and what I'm saying and interpret what I'm saying. Okay? So I think most people are settled on the Dominican Republic, and that's fine. I think also what was mentioned in the group is that with the meet and greet, I think it's going to be more like we're going to get together one day and either meet for like lunch, afternoon, breakfast or whatever, brunch, lunch, or dinner one time, all get together, meet, shake hands, chop it up for a minute for however long. And then after that, everybody just do their thing, whatever they're doing, right? I don't think the expectations is that we're all going to be everywhere together as a group. Like, we're in formation at such and such time. We're going to chow at such and such. No. Hopefully, that's the plan. Like, everybody flies in one day. The next day, we all go meet, let's say, for breakfast. All right, cool. Hey, nice to meet you. Yada, yada. This is my wife, or this is whoever, or if you're by yourself, whatever the case may be. And then everybody go do their own thing for however long you're going to be there. Hell, some people may get there and decide, you know what, I may stay here a month, or I may stay here 2 months. Cool, whatever, right? At least that's the way I'm thinking this is going to go. All right, so when it comes to the hotel, because I was trying to think of a way where, everybody was kind of like want to be kind of in the same area. Nah, don't think that's going to work. So I don't mind, like we did with hotels.com, coming up and showing you hotels and areas. It all depends on where you want to be. Like most people, you heard us talk about Pantini, Narco, Boca Chica, where else is there? Santo Domingo Estates, Bella Vista, those types of areas. But there might be some people who want to stay on the Conde. Cool. If that's where you want to be. I'm not trying to limit anybody's movement, what they do, how they do it, whatever you're doing, wherever you want to stay. Cool, because everybody's budget is different. Everybody's budget is different. Everybody's tastes are different. So if you want to go stay at a $300 a night hotel, that's what you do. You want to go stay at a hostel where it's $6 a night, that's what you do. But I'm not here to try to change someone's opinion or mind about whatever it is they want to do when they go to the DR. Cool. All right, what else we got? What's going on, Barry? How you doing? Go to Jamaica, man. So when you come back, you can. Well, no, it's all good. Now, I think pretty much everybody's kind of decided on the DR, Dominican Republic. So, and that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, I would rather just meet, hook up with everybody that one day, and then boom, everybody like go do your thing. Because there's going to be some people that's going to want to, you know, do the tourist route, do all the tourist things, right? Walk down El Conde, walk over Independencia Park, go to like downtown to Little China and see all that down there, or they may want to hell spend time at the casino, or just go out and walk on the Malecon, or go down to the university and see all that down there. You got all kinds of options of things that you can do. Some may just want to go spend the whole time at the beach. They may want to just hang out in Samaná, or they may want to go somewhere else. It is what it is. Talking to Barry. Yeah, man. No, there ain't no group link, bro. No, what we have, what it is, and what happened was, it's normally people, Todd, who are on the live stream. We talk pretty much every Saturday. Some people already knew each other, like Mike and Steele. They had already known each other because they had served together. And then some of Steele's buddies, some of their buddies, I should say, Mike and Steele's buddy, like Big Mike, Iron Mike, and I can't think of the other guy's name, but they all served in the Marines together. And then you had other people who had already been communicating with you, like, I was talking to Howard, talked to Mike, talked to Barry. Recently started talking to Mr. Miles. So, that's more or less of what it is. It's not like we're just opening it up to everybody because we don't know everybody, right? And y'all know my stance on that, with that whole, okay, this ain't one of those groups like some of these travel groups, and y'all just throwing any old thing out there and showing whatever. No, nobody interested in that. Don't forget to give the safety briefing after the meet and greet formation. Hey, these grown men, these grown people, I'm not here to tell adults what to do, where to go, how to spend their time. A lot of it is common sense. For example, would you ever pay $75 for a haircut in the United States of America? Because if you wouldn't do that, why the hell would you do it in the Dominican Republic? Something like that. Or it's almost like, you go into a restaurant, you don't understand the denominations. If you don't download an app to understand what you're paying, and you just happen to give them the equivalent of $200 and they gave you no change back, that is on them. You can only do so much, right? It's like letting a child off to college. You can tell them all the stuff they want. They got to learn from experience. So I can give tips and advice, because my biggest tip to anybody going abroad, if they speak English, go the other way. It's just that simple. You walk across somebody and they speaking to you in English, hey, thanks for letting me know, and bounce. Or just ignore them and keep walking. Just ignore them and keep walking. Laughing. Let's see. Get it? Okay. I'm open to someone giving out wisdom. I mean, so Mike put a video out where he talked about his experience, and he talked about, those people got him to go in and do that massage, and he ended up giving them $20. Well, they asked for $75 in the beginning. It's like, come on, man, you wouldn't do that in the States. And that's mainly my message to anyone going abroad, regardless of where you're going, right? Whatever country you're going to, especially if it's labeled as a developing country, think about what you're getting ready to spend on whatever it is and go, okay, is this what I would do in the State? Would I buy this? If you're not, then why would you buy it there? It makes no sense. And you have to be picky about certain places, right? In most of these countries, it's not like the US. They don't have like health department ratings. Like, health department gives this restaurant an A rating. A lot of these are just hole in the wall spots. So you're taking a chance. when you're going into some of these hole in the walls, hey, you're taking a chance. Just keeping it 100. The same with water, right? Most of the time, people ask me, "Hey, what about drinking water?" No, buy water. Buy drinking water. Look, if you don't want to be sick, right? In most of these countries, the water system is different. It takes a while to build up a tolerance to anything. So if you don't plan on being there for a long time, buy bottled water, drink that, and you should be good. I would not be trying to drink water out of a sink in any of these. Hell, I've been living here as long as I don't even drink water out of the sink here. Everything I drink and cook with is bought. Even though here the water is supposedly good, I buy it. I don't use it. Okay. All right. So are there any other questions at this point other than Saturday roll call 8 p.m. on Saturdays? Any other questions you guys have? We covered quite a bit. Are there any health requirements before traveling to the Dominican Republic, like shots? Is the water portable at all, etc.? Okay, so as far as I know, and I've been there many times, I've never had to have yellow fever shots or any kind of like flu shots or anything like that. No, not that I'm aware of. I've never had to have any of those. I'm not aware of any of that. The only thing I would say that you had to prepare for with some of these countries is the e-ticket, like your e-visa. Like when you're buying your tickets with the DR, you want to go ahead and fill out that application. I'm sorry, yeah, the app for the e-visa. So when you get to immigration, yours is done. You just bounce on through. Where other people got to sit there, got to fill it out. They got to figure all that out. So always know what the requirements are when you're getting ready to go to whatever country. So that e-visa is going to be something you want to do. And the Trusted Traveler site, right? Sign up for that. That way you get all the alerts, you get all the updates. So definitely want to do that. You'll be doing the quick step drinking water abroad. Let's see. Do not drink Dominican tap water. Yeah, I always tell people, man, buy water. Don't drink that water, man. Buy water. You got to build up a tolerance to that. If you're an American traveling to some of these countries, you're viewed by most locals as a meal ticket. That's true. And that's what I'm saying. If they speak English, right? Oh, appreciate it. I'm out. I'm stepping. I got nothing else to say to you because I already know you getting ready to hustle. We'll be very cautious eating street food. Oh yeah, I don't do that either. Yeah, I don't mess with street food, man. I don't know how y'all guys do that, man, but I don't. I don't do that, bro. I don't touch it. And there are plenty of vendors that are going to be all over. Take that back. The only thing that I do on the street is the fruit plates. I will do that because they'll make that right in front of you, right? So you'll have pineapples and papayas and all that stuff, right? It'll be right there in front of you, fresh. And then you can stand there and watch them make your plate. Now I do that, okay? But as far as like anything else, I'm not messing with none of that. Are you required to see a VA primary care doctor every year? If they require it, yes, you're supposed to do every year. Supposed to technically do a review every year, at least once a year. You're supposed to. Normally, they used to send out letters letting you know, hey, you haven't had your review in such and such time. We need you to come in and do your annual review. So technically, yes, but it depends on where you are in the world. If you're in the US, they normally will tell you or send you something telling you about an annual review. When you're overseas, no, that's upon you, whether or not you want to do that or not. But again, I caution people who are on Social Security and you're not close to retirement age like me. You got a damn near 20 years to go before you get to retirement age. You want to keep up with your medical because at some point they're going to ask you. They're going to ask you about it. So you definitely want to keep up with your medical. Brazilian slave. I haven't traveled outside the Philippines in 6 months. I'm assuming the COVID restrictions are lifted. Yeah, they're lifted in the DR. Yeah, there's no hell. The DR is one of the first countries that started letting tourists back in. So now that there's no restrictions there. Talking to Barry, Chance, cool. Street food in Mexico. I'll take your word for it, bro. I look, you know, me being in Los Agadones, San Luis, Tijuana, Mexico City, Cancun, Playa del Carmen. I never touched none of it. I'll take y'all word for it. I didn't mess with none of that, bro. Also, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I just can't do it. It's booming. No COVID restrictions. Girls are ready to mingle. Yeah, see, I don't get into all that. I don't hype people up for that. They're gonna have to go over there and see that for themselves. Yeah, I'm not here to try to hype any of that at all. Right? These are grown people. Y'all do what y'all do. But yeah, I'm not, yeah, that's not something I'm trying to hype. Any other questions you guys got at this point, man? But yeah, what Blank Slate said earlier, you definitely want to pay attention to that because the hustle, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I love the DR, but in the Dominican Republic, the hustle is real. The hustle is real, right? If you're not paying close attention to what you're doing, you'll end up coming out a few, few dollars. There's been people that came out a few hundred, some have lost a few thousand. You got to pay attention when you're in these countries, knowing what the exchange rate is. If you don't have the app XE, see if I can pull it up real quick, to understand the exchange rate. If you don't know the exchange rate in the DR, you can pull up this app. Damn it. You can't even see it. And it's dark in here. I can't take the light off. But there's an app called, hold up. See if I can pull it up here. There's an app called XE Currency. Download that to your phone. If your bank doesn't offer, like your banking app doesn't offer currency exchange rates, you can download this app, put in whatever countries, this is the website, but I'll show you what it looks like. You can put this on your phone. So this is the website, but this is the app, XE Currency. You can download this to your phone, iOS or Android, and it'll give you the exchange rate, current exchange rate in every country. So when you're there, you're getting ready to purchase something or you're getting ready to pay for a ride, you're asking, how much is it? They're going to give you a rate. So that way you know exactly what it is you're paying. You take all the guesswork out of it. Okay, it is for every country. Yeah, you'll be hostile. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Mr. B. Okay, for you vets who are possibly going to the Dominican Republic, there is a well vet center. First, I will tell you guys, any of you guys who are getting ready to travel and you're a veteran, sign up for FMP, the Foreign Medical Program. All right, sign up for that. They'll send you a packet that shows everything you're entitled to, right? That your service connected for. It'll show you all that stuff. And then when you're in countries like the Dominican Republic, they're going to make you fill out that form again, just so they got it on their records. But you'll be able to go to places like this in Santo Domingo. It's called Well Vet. All right. I'll put the link real quick in the chat. This is in Santo Domingo. Copy. So at least if you have an issue and just say you needed to talk to somebody and you didn't want to call the 800 number back in the States, or you needed meds, you don't speak the language and you're not sure how to get the meds, right? For people who live in the DR or people who've been in the DR, they know domicilio means that they deliver. So you could actually call the pharmacy, pay for it over the phone with your card, or pay for it cash when they arrive. They'll bring it right to your house. As long as you know what it is that you need, you don't need a prescription in a lot of these countries in order to get it. Okay, so if you in a situation where you forgot to bring a certain medication, if you go to like this well vet center, okay, you service connected for it, there's going to be no charge for you to get that med. Even though where you're going, it's probably not going to cost that much anyway. But I'm just trying to show you alternatives. Not every country has something like these third parties. Not every country offers this, right? But the ones that do offer it, you should take advantage of it. Even if you're not going to live there, you probably going to go back in the next year or two or whatever. Sign up for it. That way you're registered in the system. There's an emergency situation that comes up. You're already in the system. Everyone here at this place speaks English, right? Now, after hours, so we clear, none of these services in all these countries, except for Philippines, are available after hours. 5 o'clock when they close, you're on your own. You're going to have to go to the emergency room in whatever country you're in or whatever. I don't care what country it is that offers these third parties. 5 o'clock, they're closed. They're only open Monday through Friday. They're not open on weekends unless it's some special event. So you're going to be on your own. Know that. So many women asking my wife if they have friends. Yeah, if I'm you got to come see for yourself. I don't try to promote stuff like that, dude, because first of all, I don't know anything about these people. I don't know what kind of social skills they got. I don't even know if half of them been in prison or not for whatever. It's like, I don't know. No. Let's see. I'm in Playa del Carmen right now. Okay, cool. Don't forget your meds. Yep. Even a store in the mall in the Philippines, the cashier will mark up the price just to get a cut. Yeah. Now, so in the DR, right? They have these little corner stores. What the hell you call those little corner stores? God damn. I can't even think what you call those little corner stores, right? They got these little stores, bro, on every corner. Some of them, they turn into nightclubs at night, or they in there drinking, they dancing. Damn, I can't even think of the name of it. But anyway, they normally don't have pricing on anything. So if you go in and you grab something, they can tell you it's whatever, right? So, for example, let's say you're going to get a Coke, a canned Coke. There, it may be the equivalent of 25 cents. If the person at the cash register figures out that you don't know no Spanish, they'll tell you this is probably $3. They'll take the other $2.50 or $2.75 and put it in their pocket. Like I said, in the DR, the hustle is real. The hustle is real. Now, as far as I know from my experience in the DR, ain't nobody trying to kill you. Ain't nobody really trying to kidnap you. But the hustle is real. The hustle is real. I always use XC, Google Translate, and Uber. Okay. So this is the link for My Well Vet. For any of you going to the DR, I will just say, hey, sign up. That way, if you lose your medication, you forgot medication, you need extra medication, is service connected, you can get it right there. They'll deliver it right to your hotel. They'll deliver it to your Airbnb, wherever you are. FMP and TRICARE overseas are great in the Philippines. I can get care anywhere in the country. If they don't take either insurance, and I can file a claim for reimbursement. Yeah, same thing. No offense, I'm not hanging out with no YouTube dude in person. I got that. And like I said earlier, dude, all up like the group that's talking about meeting in the DR, this is like a one-time thing. We're going to meet for breakfast, lunch, or meet for dinner, chop it up, hang out, and then I fully expect everybody to just go their own way, to do their own thing. Uh, Gotcha, Mr. Lawson. Let's see. I don't meet random people online. That includes dating sites. 90% weirdos and scammers. Hey. Now we're got it. Got it. The hustle is real and consistent in the deal. Oh yeah, man. The hustle is real. The hustle is real. Now let's say, just using these for example. Let's say you fly into Santo Domingo. Let's say you're gonna stay in Boca Chica. Boca Chica ain't even 10 minutes. If you've never been there, right? And you go outside, when you're leaving the airport, there's usually, and people are not used to this, you've probably never seen this, you've never traveled that much. There's usually a bunch of family members out like right before you exit. They all standing there, right? You walk through the door, people start clapping. You like, what the hell going on here? They're gonna be all clapping and stuff, making you feel like you a rock star walking through the crowd. But when you get past that point and you go outside, there's taxi drivers everywhere, literally everywhere. And they're gonna be like, hey, I'm in this van, hey, I'm in this car, hey, I'm in this over here, right? And some of them can speak a little English. And I always avoid the ones that speak English because you getting ready to get hustle. You about to get hustle. So from the airport to Boca Chica on Uber, I want to say on Uber, it was no more than maybe $7 to $8 to go from the airport to Boca Chica. To go from the airport to Santo Domingo on Uber, I want to say it's like 20, maybe $25 to take an Uber from the airport, usually, Narco area, Pantini area. If I remember that correctly. It's been a while since I've been there, if I remember that correctly. But, if somebody charging you $40 to go to Boca Chica, get your butt right on out of their car. Don't pay no crazy prices, man. You gotta pay attention, look at where you are, even pull up your Google Maps and see how far are you away from wherever you're going to stay. And then just use common sense. Is it reasonable to pay in this country, which is the Dominican Republic, $50 to go 30 miles? Come on, man. It's like, no, dog. Some of that stuff is just common sense. Most YouTubers talking generalizations about the country they live in, giving advice when they aren't married, don't have a retirement visa, no driver's license, no bank accounts. I'm going to let that one sit there and marinate for a second. That right there, 1,000% true. I have said this, Mr. Chance, I don't know how many times. These guys are just hustling, okay? To me, it's like, how are you telling people stuff? You don't even have a visa to be in the country to live there permanently. You're only there temporarily. You got no bank account. When they come in, they don't even speak the language, right? They can't even open up a bank account, not without proper ID here. So you just nailed it right there. But this is how they hustle. This is how they survive. This is how they are able to afford to go from one location to another location. And they're there for 3 days and they're giving you advice about a country they've only been in for 3 days. It's like, okay. I don't watch that stuff, man. I think it's hilarious. Anytime they come here and they talking about, well, I'm going to give you safety advice. How can you give somebody safety advice when you just got here? Or, well, you shouldn't wear jewelry out. This is going to get you robbed. No, that's not what get people robbed. I wear jewelry all the time. I carry 2 phones all the time. That's not what get people robbed. What get people robbed is going to a location doing certain things that attract attention. They know you're a foreigner. That's what gets you robbed. Or letting people know on social media where you going to be. That gets you robbed. Let's see. Fine, but who was in slavery in the decade? Well, at least it's the state, or sorry, California. The state of sorry, California, the drug capital of the United States. All right, Mr. Book. Let's see. Taxi drivers always scamming. Don't matter what country, what city or country. Yeah, that's true. And again, do not just assume they're going to give you a fair price when you get into tax. You got to negotiate everything. There's no meters and taxes in the DR. You got to negotiate that. You got to negotiate a price. If you don't, they're going to just tell you whatever, and then you stuck. You're going to try to sit there and argue. You're going to want to call the police, and then it's going to end up costing you even more because you're going to have to pay the cab driver, and now you're going to have to pay the police. So always negotiate up front. You getting ready to go somewhere? How much is it to go to Blue Mall? How much is it to go to Independencia Park? How much is it to go to Boca Chica? Now, this is where they get a lot of people going to Boca Chica. You know, normally, like I said, with an Uber, say you're in the colonial zone, it's probably like $20. They're going to tell you something crazy. $60, $75. You're like, what? Where we going? We going to Punta Cana? Why would I pay you that? So you have to be careful. What's the name of the nice area, Markel? And Santo Domingo, you got Pantini, you got Narco, you got Bay Vista, you got Santo Domingo Estates. Those are like the main four. And then you got like spots that are just outside of that, but that's mostly like residential. So it really just depends on where you're talking about staying, right? Like you got some spots right there on the Malecon, even before you get to like the Conde area, they got nice apartments that just sit off the Malecon to the side. And those are pretty cool areas as well. Is when you start going into areas and you see tennis shoes hanging on the power line, you see trash all over the street, you start seeing all of these guys pushing these carts, talking about bananas and planting those for sale and all that kind of shit. Yeah, that you got to know where you're going. Go to Puerto Rico. It's at least part of the United States. Yeah, see, you know, I had mentioned that, but Erica, she needs a visa to go to Puerto Rico. She doesn't need a visa other than the e-visa to go to the Dominican Republic. I haven't been to Puerto Rico, man, in years. It's probably been 12, 13 years since I've been to Puerto Rico. No. Hold up. Take that back. When did that storm happen in Puerto Rico? Because I was in the DR. No, I didn't go that time. No, it's probably been 12, 13 years. Because before that storm hit, I was in the DR and I was getting ready to go to Puerto Rico. And then that storm hit and I never made it back. Puerto Rico is definitely on the bucket list. Okay. Yeah, now that's true right there. Puerto Rico has one of the, because it's for the Caribbean. That hospital, that VA facility in Puerto Rico, in San Juan, that's for the Caribbean. That's for all the veterans who are in the Caribbean. They're supposed to go to the one in Puerto Rico. That's what it's built for. Let's see. Just now saying I have procedure done. Oh yeah, Urban was in Cuba, Havana. Yeah, I sent Mr. Miles, Barry, and a couple guys, and I put it in the group page that that's that cigar that he got from Havana, Cuba. But you're right, Mr. Lawson. That is one of the largest VAs in Puerto Rico. I'm sorry, in the Caribbean, because it's supposed to be for everyone in the Caribbean. Let's see if I can pull up what it looks like. I don't want no VA loan. What was it about Puerto Rico as well? It's like no taxes or something like that. If you buy a home, I forgot how it goes. It was something about Puerto Rico where you can avoid taxes. I can't remember what it was. Hold up. VA Hospital, Puerto Rico. Let's see what this is. Hopefully this is a pretty good image right here. If it's camera focus. No idea who this is. And his camera sucks. All right, let me see if I can find another one, give you guys a better image of Puerto Rico, the VA hospital there. No, this seems to be the only ones on YouTube. Uh, this was 7 months ago. And it looks like they removed it. So no, at least on YouTube, I don't have anything to show you on YouTube, but you can go to the VA's website and you'll be able to see what that looks like. Let's see. Is this trip main purpose to meet with your fellow YouTube friends? Yeah, it's to meet fellow veterans. Meet fellow veterans online from that we talk to online every Saturday, just to say hello. Never seen each other in person. Been talking for months on YouTube, but just never met each other in person. And the main reason why I'm going is because my girl Erica wants to go. That's the only reason I'm going. I was not, and I've said this continue, I was not planning on leaving Colombia until after I get my residency. I had no intention of leaving until next year when I got residency. Oh, I'm all over the place. But for her birthday, I said I would take her somewhere, and this is where she wanted to go. And it's like, all right, cool, we'll go. Did you know that Playa is the Caribbean part of Mexico? Have you heard about any of the VFW facilities in Panama? There's one in every province. Yeah, all those are still third-party services. They've been there for years. I heard about those long before any of these other ones popped up, like in the Dominican Republic or here in Colombia. Yeah, that was one of the first ones I had heard about, right? And just so people know, once again, these are not VAs, okay? Basic stuff that you could do at a VA, you cannot do at these places. For example, let's say you just want to go get a copy of your percentage, the breakdown of your percentage, right? Unless they took a copy of it when you were on e-benefits, they have no idea what that is. If you don't go on e-benefits and they able to print it out, they have no clue. If you just walked in and say, hey, let me get a copy of my percentages. First thing they're going to ask you to do, okay, we're going to need you to go on e-benefits because they don't have access to the VA's records. They don't have access to anything with any of these governments, okay? For the Department of Veterans, they have access to nothing. They may have worked at the VA. They may have all kind of signs talking about the VA. They may have applications that got the VA title on it. But as far as them being connected to the United States of America, they have zero connection, zero. Puerto Rico is U.S. territory. That is your U.S. government. Manila, Philippines, that is your U.S. government. All of these other spots, give a damn where it is, they have zero connection. If you don't sign your name on that piece of paper, or they don't check you off that list that says you were here for a psych appointment or you were here for whatever appointment, they don't get paid. And they ain't gonna let that happen because the whole purpose of those centers are to get paid. You must be a citizen of Puerto Rico and start a business for tax breaks. Okay, I knew it was something about Puerto Rico and taxes. Couldn't remember exactly what it was. Is there any way to find a YouTuber's personal information? Yeah, people do it all the time. Yeah, people do it all the time. The very nice ones. You talking about place? Yeah, I gave you those basic four right there. Like, as far as like where you're going to stay while you're there, Mr. B. Yeah, like I said, those four before. It all depends on how much you want to spend in the areas that you want to be in. Hello, sir. Just getting on. Where's the trip again? We're going to try to do a trip to the Dominican Republic. We're just going to try to do it with the little group we have on WhatsApp, and whatever date and time we figure on, we're going to do it from there. Let's see. I'm retired, brother. Just text me where to come. Understood. How do you find it? Come on, man. I don't know who you're trying to go after, but it ain't that hard, right? I can tell you what, go to YouTube and put in how to locate a YouTuber, how to find a YouTuber's information. There are plenty of other YouTubers that share how to figure out who's who, um, and you go from there, right? But yeah, it ain't that hard. People do it all the time, right? Because normally what happens is they go to that person's social media. They find out what their actual social media page is that's got like most of their real info on it. And they go from there, whether they got baby pictures, pictures of family members, their kids, whoever. The internet is open to any and everyone. So if there's something out there you want to find out about somebody, you can find it for sure. It ain't that hard. There's videos on it. There's videos on everything. There's videos out there on everything, literally. So if you want to find out about somebody bad enough, you can find out about them, right? If it's public record, you can find out, right? It ain't that hard. Like if someone claimed they were in the military and you got a feeling they never been in the military, you find out where state they from, you can find it because anybody that went in, all that stuff got published publicly. When you join, you right there in the paper. Whatever year you join, your whole name, everything is right there open for the public. That's just our system in the United States. It ain't that hard to figure out. OSINT. I don't know what you mean. Well, it might be a site or something. I don't know. But it ain't that hard to find out. It's really not. It's really not. I found out who a lot of people were online who were trolls. And I didn't really do anything with it from that point. But yeah, it ain't that hard to figure out. It's not. I mean, you got to understand, most people who set up their YouTube account use their real name when they set up their account to get their phone. Whether it was AT&T, Verizon, whoever you got your service with. When they put your info in, you use your real name. So when you open up your Google account, you can name your Google account the best damn channel in the world. Doesn't matter. That Google account is always going to trace back to you and your real name. Oh, open source intelligence. Got it. Thanks, Todd. Appreciate that. But yeah, your Google account is always going to trace back to whatever you opened it with, the original. So you can have 15 different channels with 15 different names. They all connect to one main Google page, one main Google account, and that's your real name. Oh yeah, like I said, dude, I don't care what name you come up with. You got a Google account, you can figure out who it is. You can not only can you figure out who it is, you can figure out where they are as they're doing it. Even if they got a VPN, don't matter. Because I had 3 different trolls here, and one recently left, took his broke ass back to the States. Would get on and try to troll. Matter of fact, he was trying to troll me on Love and Freedom's channel, right? Saying all kind of negative this and that. I knew a lot about this person. I knew that he was someone who was barely here. I know he was someone that followed all the pervert channels, and that was the whole purpose of him coming here. And when they changed the rules, his dumb ass couldn't stay here no more, and he knew that. So that's why he's no longer on here trolling, besides being blocked. And trust me, I know quite a bit here when it comes to people who go to my channel and saying all kind of crazy shit. I know who it is. Well, VPNs aren't necessarily a waste of money. It's just there's ways around everything. Nothing is perfect. There's always a loophole in everything. I use a VPN on all my stuff here because if I don't use a VPN, there's certain sites I can't get on in the United States. It won't allow me to do it because it sees I'm in Colombia, I'm outside the US, and the websites won't open. There's some of you guys who have banks, you can't even open up your bank account because you're in another country. Now, I don't know all the banks that do that, but I know a lot of those Smaller banks, you outside the country, some of them won't even allow you access to your account. So yeah, there's ways around it. With Google Fi, and I'm not trying to get anybody to join Google Fi, but with Google Fi, I'm on Google's One program, and I talked about this before. With Google Fi and Google One, you get a VPN automatically. So anything that you have your Google account on, and even on my iPhone, I got my Google VPN. It works great. Even on my MacBook that I'm using right now, I got the Google VPN. So it doesn't matter if it's Google or Apple. You want to put that VPN on there from Google, it'll work. I think I pay $2.99 or $3.99 a month because it's based off Colombia's rate. It's not based off the US rate. I think the normal rate might be $11 or $13 a month, somewhere in there, but it's based off the rate here. All right, guys, are there any other questions? Okay, and so we're on the same page. So everyone in here right now can hear me clearly. This is a group trip for the people in the WhatsApp group, open to everyone in the group. Okay, this is not a single male trip. This was never a single male's trip. The whole purpose, what got started, was Erica wanted to go somewhere this year, and she wanted to go to the Dominican Republic. Okay, just so we all on the same page. The Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo. That's where she wanted to go. And no point did me or anyone else say this was a single male's trip. I believe Steele said he would probably have to take his wife. I believe Warrior said he would probably have to take his wife and his daughter. And I believe Barry and some of the other people said that it needs to be somewhere where it's comfortable in pricing and that everyone can enjoy. So I'm making this very clear. Hopefully, everybody is sound enough and awake enough to hear what I'm saying clearly. This might be for your other content, but would you recommend for a content creator kit for a brother living abroad? A content creator kit? I mean, there are so many different ways you can go. It really depends on what kind of camera you want, what your budget is for a camera. I mean, you can start with just your cell phone and work your way up from that. Once you get comfortable, putting yourself out there or using a point and shoot camera, a mirrorless camera, an action camera. There are so many different ways to, or you can just start doing lives like this until you get accustomed to whatever it is, whatever your style is, or whatever your content's going to be about. Like if you're going to talk about the country and show the country, I mean, you could just start with your cell phone and then work your way up from that. Most of these cell phones offer 4K, at least 24, 30 frames per second. You can start with that. But it depends on your budget, bro. I have no idea what your budget is. I mean, you're talking about a content creator starter kit for brothers living abroad. Okay. Where you going? What you plan on showing? What you plan on talking about? Thinking of starting a channel. Okay. Well, what is your channel going to be about? Right. If you're going to say, okay, let's say, for example, you're going to move to Peru. We're just going to say Lima, Peru. And you're going to base your channel off of Lima, Peru. What do you plan on showing? You want to get like drone shots? Obviously, you're going to have to buy a drone. You're trying to get just you doing POVs. Like you got a camera here on your chest. You're just narrating as you're walking down the street. You could buy a plethora of cameras to do that. A couple $100 to a couple $1,000. So it really just depends. It really depends on what you're trying to spend and what you're trying to show and what kind of quality you're trying to put out there. Because like I said, most cameras now, almost all cell phones do 4K. Maybe not in the front, and then you look at what kind of editing software you're going to use, right? Again, most on iPhones is free. It has iMovie. Android doesn't really have a video editor like iMovie that's free. You may have to end up, buying software, um, CapCut, um, Power Director, different things like that. It just depends. It all depends on your budget, your phone, and what you're trying to shoot. That's the best I can tell you with that, bro. I know there's probably a lot of generalities there, but starting a YouTube channel, most people just start with their cell phones and they go from there. But I can tell you this: as you grow in popularity, the nutbags are gonna grow with you. You gonna get, bro. You gonna get people leave you a comment. Sometimes has absolutely nothing to do with what you put out. You could be showing the ocean, and they'll leave a comment. Your video is stupid. You always showing dogs, and there ain't a dog nowhere in the video. So it's like, just be prepared for that, man. You're gonna get people who just hate your voice. You're gonna get people who hate the way you look. You're gonna get people who hate who you may bring on. You're gonna get people who are jealous of who you may bring on. You may have a nice looking woman with you, may just be a friend. They're gonna say all kind of crazy stuff about it. Oh, I was with her last week. I was this and that. You ask them what's her name? They don't even know what her name is. So it's like, come on. You're gonna get all kinds. You're gonna get all kinds. I'm being honest. You're gonna get all kinds. All right, guys. Are there any other questions at this point before I get off here, man? I just wanted to make sure we were all clear in the WhatsApp group on what the expectations are. If anybody has something different, leave it in the comment section or leave it on the WhatsApp group. But I believe that's going to be the general consensus is like, get there, pick, morning, evening, or afternoon, get together at whatever spot, meet, pick up, do whatever. And I'm sure it's going to be some people that still going to want to hang out together and go to different places. And that's cool. But I know for me, and I'm just speaking honest, most of the stuff I'm going to want to do is just for her, right? For us to be together and me just showing her Santo Domingo for the first time that she's never been. So that's what my plan was. All right, guys. But all right, that's going to be it, man. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, we are out of here. I'll see you all tomorrow, 8 p.m. Saturday roll call. Till then, I'm out. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.